I bet you most of you all didn't think I was going to come back with another free for the general public video this week. But I am. But I am going to do one of my patreon.com exclusive videos either later on today or at latest tomorrow morning, Friday morning. What was that line from The Godfather 3 when Al Pacino's character said, "I want to get out, but you all keep drawing me back in"? Now, what do you know, before I get started, what do you know about when I do a free video? I said it almost every video. Any video of mine that's going to be purely advice driven, you can only find on my patreon.com page, which is posted below in the description section. It's patreon.com/mode1, MODEONE. So anytime you want to skip through my rants, rambles, admonishments, and feedback from listeners, become a pledge subscriber of mine on my Patreon page. That's why I created that Patreon page. So for guys who just want purely 100% advice-driven content, you got to pay for it. You got to become at minimum a $5 Patreon subscriber of mine, all the way up to a $50. I have, for access to my Patreon subscribers, you got to become a $5 subscriber. That will give you access to some percentage of my videos. Next level up is a $10 subscriber. That will give you access to pretty much all of my advice-driven videos that don't involve an interview or workshop footage. So $10 will cover all of those videos. Next up is $20 videos. Now, honestly, I haven't done a $20 video yet, even though I have a handful of $20 subscribers. But I haven't done what I would call a $20 video yet. $20 videos is going to be videos where one of two things, where I'm either interviewing someone, footage of me at like a speaking engagement or a workshop or something like that. Basically, any video where you see at least one other person in the video with me, that I'm not just talking to you by myself, it's going to have at least one other person in the video with me. That's going to be my $20 tier videos. Matter of fact, I might try to produce one or two of those type of videos when I go to Orlando in a couple weeks. As you know, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be a speaker at the 21 convention in Orlando, Florida. So I'm going to try, I can't guarantee, but I'm going to try to have some $20 tier videos from that event. And then my highest tier is $50. $50, you not only gain access to all of my videos, but you get up to 60 minutes worth of Skype consultation per month. You get up to 60 minutes of Skype consultation per month, which is actually a great deal. It's really a great deal, and the people who've taken advantage of that realize that. Because, see, normally for a 1 hour Skype consultation, I charge $100. Well, I actually charge $99. I charge $99, which is actually going to go up on December 31st. It's going to go up. I always raise my rates on December 31st of each year by at least 5% or so. But yeah, normal 1 hour Skype consultation for me is $99. So if you become a $50 tier subscriber, you're actually saving $49 on my 1 hour Skype consultations. Another thing is I allow you to break it up. Like, you don't have to use the whole 60 minutes in one consultation. You can do 2 30-minute sessions or 3 20-minute sessions. So just to give you an FYI, if you're a person that thinks you would regularly want to engage in Skype consultations with me, particularly on a month-to-month basis, it would save you money to become a $50 subscriber of mine, because you would be saving $49 a month, which, if I say so myself, is an excellent deal. So again, if you want purely advice-driven videos, if you're not a patreon.com subscriber of mine already, become one. Go to my patreon.com page. The link is below in the description section. And become either a $5, $10, $20, or a $50 subscriber. Now again, going back to videos of this nature that are free for the YouTube general public, yeah, they're always going to involve, again, one of these four things. Some degree of a rant, some degree of a ramble, some degree of an admonishment, and or discussion about feedback from listeners and viewers. Feedback from listeners and viewers. One of those four things. Okay, where do I want to start with this one? Because there's a few things I want to say that are related. And you know, a lot of times I like to address for better or for worse. Some of my followers and fans and financial supporters, they actually have criticized me for investing so much time addressing my haters and critics. Haters and critics. But again, for better or for worse, that's been a habit of mine that goes back probably, I want to say at least 14 years. Seriously. Like the first time I really used to do that a lot was back, I mentioned this a few times, probably the first time I interacted with people on the internet after I became a book author. Well, I actually wasn't even a paperback author yet. I was just an ebook author. I just came out with the ebook version of Mode 1. But I used to post on this site called AskMen.com. Matter of fact, I recently went over there. They don't even have message boards anymore. They took them away. Must have been too much drama. But yeah, they had them a couple years ago, but they don't have their message boards anymore. So yeah, they got rid of their message boards. But I would say starting with around 2001 all the way up until about 2007, 2008. Oh, if you wanted to discuss anything related to dating and relationships, that was arguably the most popular message board on the internet. Yeah, I would say that was arguably the most popular message board on the internet was AskMen.com. They had actually about 5 message boards or discussion forums. They had one discussion forum about like health and fitness. One was about movies and TV. One was about politics. And then they had one about dating and relationships. And that was out of the 5 they had, that was the most popular one. But yeah, if you were a person back between roughly 2001 and I'd say 2007, 2008, you had a lot of opinions and thoughts you wanted to express via the internet about dating relationships, the spot to be was AskMen.com. I mean, they literally had like just hundreds and thousands of people that were posting over there. And when I started posting on there, I hit the ground running. Like you could always tell if you were on there, if you had a real popular post, because it would show the views. Next to each post, it would show how many views it had, as well as how many responses it had. And sometimes people would make their own ranking, like the top 10 posters for the month of August based on views and responses. Within my first 2 to 3 months posted on Ask Men, like I remember at one point of the top 10 most viewed posts on AskMen.com, the dating relationships discussion forum, I had 5 or 6 of the most popular, most well-read, and most frequently responded to posts. And I had a lot of people love me on there. With anybody who's that's what it means to be controversial. To be controversial means you have almost an equal number of people who love you to death, and then you got an almost equal percentage of people who just can't stand you, who hate you. If you're loved by everybody, then you're not controversial. If you're hated by everybody, you're not controversial. You're only controversial when you got a good, decent percentage of people who love you to death and a good percentage of people who can't stand you. And I would say arguably more than anybody else on that AskMen.com forum, I think I was the most controversial. If I wasn't the most controversial figure, I was definitely in the top 2, top 3 most controversial figures on the dating relationships discussion forum, because I had such strong opinions. But anyway, I was talking about haters and critics. One of the things that my brother used to even criticize me about is that not only would I post things. Now, some people are the type that will post something and they'll just let people respond. They don't care if people like disagree with them or criticize their commentary or offer rebuttals to their commentary. They'll just post whatever it is they want to post, and then they'll let the people respond as they choose to respond. Then you got other people like me who I would post things on Ask Man, and when people would offer, say, disagreements or rebuttals, or even sometimes just criticisms or insults, I would have a response for it. And I've already told you why that is. Among other reasons, I have a very competitive ego. I love to crush people's arguments. I do. If anybody posts something that I feel is just totally untrue or invalid or just representative of a highly random opinion, I almost make it my mission to crush them. Now, if you come back with a rebuttal and I feel like 90 to 99% of the stuff you say is true and valid and nothing I can really argue with, then I will usually acknowledge that. I either won't say anything, or if I say something, I will acknowledge. I will say, good point, or I can't really argue with that. So I don't argue with people just to be arguing. If somebody gives me something if somebody offers me a rebuttal to something I say, and I genuinely feel like their point, their rebuttal, their retort to me is valid, is 100% solidly valid, then again, I will either, at minimum, I will not say anything, or at maximum, I will actually give them kudos. I will say, okay, that was a good point. That was a good counterpoint, or that was a good rebuttal. But if you say something that I just feel is just bullshit, I will passionately make it my mission to crush you. Almost to a fault. Matter of fact, toot my horn, when I was on AskMan.com, I actually made some people leave that discussion forum. Literally. Like, there's some people who had exchanges with me that I would crush them so hard that they actually, like, never posted again on it. I had probably at least 8 or 9 people that did that. They never posted again on AskMan.com because I came back at them. I just, like, embarrassed them. I humiliated them. Because I told you, this relates to my pet peeve. If I have one pet peeve, it's this. Here's my pet peeve. And this relates to my video I already did. I did a video. If you go back in my videos and you look for the title, it's called Subjective Truth versus Objective Truth. Subjective Truth versus Objective Truth. And one of the things I addressed in that video, I hate when people express personal opinions as factual shit. I can't stand that. Again, almost to a fault, I can't stand that. I can't stand when people express random, personalized opinions as if it's objective fact. Couple of examples. If a guy gets on his YouTube podcast and say, man, I don't care what nobody say, all women are whores. All women are whores. I don't care what nobody say. That's not a fact. That's not a fact. Now, if you preface that by saying, in my personal opinion, based on the women I've interacted with, I would have to say all women are promiscuous whores. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna get no argument from me because you preface it by saying, in my personal opinion and or based on my personal experiences. But if you state that as a fact, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna come back with guns blazing because that's bullshit. If you say all women are hard to get along with, all women are hard to get along with bitches, that's not true. That's your opinion. That's your opinion that all women are hard to get along with. I might deal with a woman named Janet who treats me like a king. But you could deal with Janet and she could be a total bitch towards you. I talk about that all the time. Women don't act the same way towards all men. That's why Big Mike from Max City Limits made the comment in one of his podcasts that I always like to quote when he said, men just need to accept the fact that some men got it like that and other men don't. That's probably the simplest way to put it. Some men got it like that and other men don't. I can name a lot of situations where I've had women who treated me like a king, where I didn't have any complaints of those women, but other guys who dealt with that same woman, they would have nothing but criticisms and insults for that woman, because she didn't treat them the same way she treated me. I had it like that, and they didn't. But that's why concentrating specifically on either other podcast hosts on YouTube and or their followers, that's why I have so many criticisms of these guys, man, because man, when these guys express their opinions on shit, and more so when they preface that it's just their opinion, I don't really have much to say, man. I only have a lot to say, man, when people express opinions as fucking facts. When you express opinions as fucking facts. Like, I called in to the guy who I refer to as the old man. He's both a Blog Talk Radio host and he has a podcast show. And one of the times I called into his Blog Talk Radio show, he had some guy named Baba Tunde. I can't even remember the dude's name. He had some kind of forum. I can't remember the name of it. Corrupting Evil or something. And on the Blog Talk Radio show, he made this blanket statement. He said 90% of black women are trash. And sure enough, I lit into him. And he ended up hanging up when I lit into him. I lit into him because I said, prove to me that you've interacted with 90% of black women on earth. Give me concrete evidence that you've interacted with 90% of black women on earth. You know what he said? You know what this guy said? He said, I'm basing what I'm saying from black women I see on TV and on social media. Man, that guy, you know what that guy should do? He should shut down his blog site right now and quit embarrassing himself. Because when you say stupid shit like that, you've just lost all credibility with anybody who's intelligent and objective-minded. Now, among the knucklehead, the ignorant knucklehead type motherfuckers out here, yeah, he's probably going to always have fans and followers and shit. But among people who are intelligent, educated, objective-minded, by him making that statement, he just lost all credibility. He's a fucking knucklehead. He's a knucklehead. I can't respect knuckleheads, man. And right now, I'm going to tell my non-black viewers, man, why don't y'all go take a donut break or something and go get some water and ignore what I'm saying? Because at least 2/3 of what I'm going to say in this video podcast is probably going to be directed at black YouTubers and more specifically black male YouTubers. So if you're a white guy watching this and you're like, I don't understand these criticisms that Alan's expressing, or if you're an Asian viewer, or Hispanic, or Middle Eastern, I've done one or two of these before where I told you that it was going to be probably targeted towards black people. So, I mean, you can watch if you want to. I ain't going to obligate you not to watch, but as far as most of my harsh criticisms is going to be directed at brothers. Okay. Here's the first off. Some of you brothers are some fucking knuckleheads, okay? I ain't talking about all of y'all. I ain't talking about most of y'all. But definitely a good percentage of you. What I mean with knuckleheads, you can't even write intelligently. Some shit y'all write I don't even understand, man, because y'all can't fucking write. Y'all don't even write in an intelligent manner that I can even comprehend what the fuck you saying. You didn't fucking study in English class in middle school and high school? Shit. If I had to let my ego come out, which you know I do, I'm a hell of a writer. I would dare anybody to say I'm a poor writer. That's why I'm a successful book author. I can write my ass off. I've been writing since I was in elementary school. I used to write my own comic books. Look on my Wikipedia page. I think it's mentioned on there. I used to write my own comic books. I've been writing since I was in like the second or third grade. Some of you brothers, man, y'all can't write worth a shit, man. You write using this like text message type language. What the fuck is that, man? And you wonder why you're having problems with women. The only women you're gonna pull is gonna be knucklehead bitches. You can't even fucking express yourself, man. What the fuck is that? And as a black man, that pisses me off. Some of y'all just straight knuckleheads, man. God damn. I don't know if y'all know, but my last 9-to-5 job was being a mentor to young black men at a local university. I used to have to get on their cases. I gave them a lot of tough love. A lot of y'all motherfuckers, man, don't know how to read. You don't know how to write. That's why y'all listen to YouTube, because y'all can just listen to shit. That's why some of y'all talking on YouTube, because all you can do is talk. You can't write worth of shit. That's all you can do is talk. Like, that's one reason I respect my fellow dating advisor, Ron Wills, man. Ron Wills, he can talk and he can write. I've read at least one of his books. I read his original book, Nice Guys and Players. So, shout out to Ron Wills, man. He can write and he can talk. I respect brothers who can do that, man. Who can write and they can talk. But there's a lot of brothers, man, in today's society, all they can do is talk, man. They can't write worth of shit, man. And even the ones who are halfway decent writers, man, again, man, y'all be expressing a lot of random opinions as if they're facts, man. Like, again, this blog writer, Babatunde something, this motherfucker gonna say 90% of black women in the world are trash when he's probably only interacted with maybe 10 or 15 black women in his entire life. And he's basing the rest on what he sees on TV shows and in movies. What the fuck is that, dude? Dude, if I said something like that in public, I would find a cave to just live in for the rest of my life. That's how stupid I would feel saying some stupid shit like that. And a lot of you other brothers I see in other people's comment sections saying that type of shit. Oh, all black women ain't shit. How many black women have you interacted with in your life? I bet you I've interacted with more than you. I bet you I have. I put money on it. I put money on it. So if I've interacted with more black women than you, and you saying all black women ain't shit, what does that say about you? I ain't saying that. And I've interacted with more black women than you. Especially if you're in your 20s or 30s. I know I have. I know I have. I dare any brother in their 20s or 30s to say that they interacted with more black women than I have. I dare you to. I triple dare you to. And even most of the brothers in their 40s, I dare you to. Now I ain't hooked up with as many sisters as I have. And speaking of quantity of women hooked up with, I'll get to that in a second. That's going to be one of my points. But yeah, man, a lot of y'all just say a lot of stupid shit. And this is why my brother criticized me, because honestly, my brother and some other friends, they're like, dude, why are you even acknowledging stupid shit? Like, you shouldn't even be offering rebuttals to stupid shit. But I've openly admitted, just like an alcoholic admits he has a problem with alcohol, I ain't a perfect man. I think I have a lot of strengths. But when it comes to interacting with people, say on social media, message boards, blogs, YouTube, if I have at least minimum one weakness, that would be it. I always have this insatiable temptation to offer rebuttals to people who say invalid shit. That's just who I am. So anyway, my first point is going to be, point number one, there's a difference between a hater and a critic. I tend to sometimes throw those two in the same bowl, but actually they're different. And I expressed this once or twice before. For the most part, I respect critics. Here's the difference between a hater and a critic. A critic is someone who doesn't really have anything against you personally. They rarely if ever try to attack you on a personal level. They just have intellectual and philosophical disagreements with things that you express, beliefs you express, attitudes you express, assertions you express, principles and philosophies you express, general advice you express. They have intellectual and philosophical disagreements with things you express. That's a critic. Just like, I don't know, a movie critic. Most movie critics, they don't have anything personal against the movie directors or movie producers or movie actors. They just offer their critique of a particular movie. Whether they thought that movie was a good movie, bad movie, average movie, whatever. So for the most part, exceptions here and there, I respect critics. People that come at me with a pure intellectual disagreement, where there's no personal jabs, personal attacks involved whatsoever. If you notice, it's rare when I'm going after guys like that, where I've come at them with a real harsh response. When you come at me with a pure, just objective-minded, intellectual criticism, that's when I'm rarely, if ever, going to come back with anything harsh. Now, that's to be distinguished from a hater. A hater is either a person who expresses nothing but personal criticisms and personal insults, or a mix of philosophical disagreements and personal insults. That's a hater, man. That's a hater. And as I've told you a number of times, that's something I've been dealing with even before I became a book author or a dating coach. I've been hated on ever since, again, the first year I remember significantly being hated on was my senior year in high school. That's probably the first time in my life that I recall just having dudes just hating on me. Because again, to sound somewhat conceited, because I was considered, when I was a senior in high school, I was considered one of the most handsome guys in the city of Gary, Indiana, and I was extremely popular with girls. I mean, I was so popular with girls to the point where sometimes women who were standing next to their own boyfriend, like girls would be standing next to their boyfriend, and they would look at me and be like, damn, he fine. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even making that up. Girls would literally start jocking me a lot of times when they would be standing or sitting right next to their boyfriend. So you could kind of understand why guys would be hating on me. Because, I mean, I have to admit myself, if I was standing next to my girlfriend and she saw another dude and said, damn, he fine. Shit, I'd probably have some haterade. I'd be like, damn, bitch, how you going to disrespect me like that? But that's the type of shit I used to get. That's why I told you in one previous video, well, at least not too many times, but at least a handful of times, I had guys trying to start fights with me because of shit like that, man. Because their girls would be going crazy over me in their face. I would have dudes' girlfriends going crazy over me in their face. That's why, as I mentioned also, when I became a freshman in college, I took up martial arts, a discipline called Palam, or White Tiger, White Dragon. So these haters, man, I got to defend myself against these haters, man. Motherfuckers hating on a brother and shit. But, so yeah, being hated on is not something I just started dealing with once I became a book author or a dating coach. Yeah, you know, I mean, I was hated on throughout my late teens, 20s, 30s. But yeah, haters, man, those are people who are usually jealous of you and or envious of you. That's the basis for haterade. Haterade is not, again, critics, their basis is they just have intellectual and philosophical disagreements with things you express. And they want to present an objective argument to whatever it is you're expressing. A hater, they just jealous and or envious of you, man. They either jealous and or envious of your career success, your financial success, the respect you get from your peers and your followers, the level of popularity you have with men, women, or both, etc. That's a hater, man. That's a hater. I have both. I did since, I say even more specifically, since I came on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, man, I think I mentioned this in one previous video. It's interesting the dynamic, the difference between being a podcaster on YouTube versus Blog Talk Radio. I was on Blog Talk Radio for 9 years. 9 years. 9 years. I didn't deal with 1/10 the amount of haters and critics I've dealt with on YouTube in 5 to 5.5 months. And that is no lie. I've dealt with literally probably 10 times as many haters and harsh critics since I've been on YouTube than I dealt with when I was on. Man, if I say so myself, when I was on Blog Talk Radio, man, I was a beloved motherfucker, man. Just about everybody loved me, man. Or I'll say this, if people was hating on me and criticizing me, they was doing it behind my back. They wasn't doing it like to my face. They was doing it on somebody's message board that I didn't know about, or somebody's Facebook page that I didn't know about. But I didn't really deal with too much drama when I was in my 9 years on blog. I had maybe like 3 or 4 episodes of what I would call drama when I was a Blog Talk Radio host. The first was with a guy I'm still cool with to this day, Steve Dean Williams. He was probably my first Steve Dean Williams, fellow dating coach, and you know, we cool again now. But he was probably the first person I had drama with on Blog Talk Radio. That's what led to me starting my show. To tell you the story for the millionth time, I came to Blog Talk Radio as a reoccurring guest co-host on his show. But on one of his episodes, he made the comment, all black women are bitches. See what I was talking about expressing opinions as fact? See, I had beef with Steve, and he knows that. He to me, in that instance, he was expressing an opinion as a fact. He said all black women are bitches. And he wanted me to co-sign with it. And I said, I ain't co-signing with that shit. Are you crazy? I ain't co-signing with that. And we fell out. We didn't speak for like the next 6 months or so. That's what actually led to me starting my show, Upfront and Straightforward. So that was the first episode of drama I had on Blog Talk Radio. I can't even remember what the second episode, what was the second major episode of drama I had? Because that was in 2007. I would have to fast forward all the way to 2011. With YouTube, a woman who's now on YouTube. She's also an attorney, or former attorney, Sophia A. Nelson. Me and her had some drama, both during and after the interview I had with her. The main issue with Sophia A. Nelson was she came on my show criticizing my book, Mode 1. And her main specific criticism was, she said, even if you're upfront and straightforward with women about the fact that you just want casual sex with them, Alan, you have to understand women still catch feelings. Even if they know ahead of time that all you want is casual sex, they still catch feelings, so you're still doing them wrong. And I was basically like, that's bullshit. A woman is a grown fucking adult. If I tell her straight up that all I want to do is fuck her, that I don't want to be her long-term boyfriend or future husband or the father to her kids, then she needs to make the decision not to have casual sex with me. Period. End of story. But yeah, anyway, we went back and forth on that, and then she said some negative things about me on her Facebook timeline that caused some drama. But actually, to her credit, a few months later, she apologized for it, and we became cool again. Like right now, I don't have no beef with Sophia A. Nelson. She is who she is. I am who I am. Who else did I have drama with on Blog Talk Radio? A chick named Paige Fletcher wrote this book about gold digging. Yeah, I made her ass hang up on me. I enjoyed that shit too. I ain't gonna even lie. I enjoyed the fuck out of making her ass hang up on me. She was full of shit. And in a more lighthearted way, I had this drama with this dating coach who I'm actually cool with. Her name is Linda Gross. Me and her went back and forth. One more incident, then I'll be done with BlogTalkRadio. Robert Greene, who's a very well-renowned author. He's the author of 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction. Now, what was interesting with Robert Greene, I didn't really have drama with him individually. He was actually very cordial and respectful towards me, even though, truthfully, I was criticizing a lot of things about his book. Because to me, his book is all about teaching motherfuckers how to manipulate people. And I'm the most anti-manipulation motherfucker in the world. You know, to me, the 48 Laws of Power is just a updated variation of Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince. That's all it is. Those two books are very similar to each other. It's all about manipulation, the art of manipulation. And I told him so. But anyway, he didn't take offense to my criticisms. But his followers, oh man. With all due respect to Robert Greene himself, man, he got some fucking racist ass followers, man. They wrote me emails and Facebook messages calling me a nigger and everything, man. They was like, you nigger, how dare you challenge Robert Greene, you fucking nigger. You're not even on his level, you nigger. I was like, God damn, what the fuck is this all about? Oh man, yeah, man, he had some very racist followers. I ain't saying all of his followers are like that, but he definitely got a percentage of followers of his, man. They were racist as fuck towards me, man. So anyway, those were, off the top of my head, those are the only episodes of drama I had in my 9 years on Blog Talk Radio. Man, I've been on YouTube again about 5.5 months, man. I've been drawn in all kinds of back and forth beefs and for lack of a better word, drama. But anyway, that was point number one. There's a difference between haters and critics. Number two. See, here's one reason why at least a certain percentage of brothers don't like me. And I'm going to have to reference the infamous old man when I talk about this. Matter of fact, he mentioned my name on a couple recent videos, so I don't feel bad. I never mention him by his whole name, but I do mention him by his nickname, the old man. Damn, somebody cutting their grass, man. It's fucking, I hope you guys don't hear that. That's fucking with me. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do my... Shine. My favorite flavor. Shine. Excuse me. Oh, funny story. I'm doing this, I'm doing a Skype consultation yesterday, early in the morning. And normally, I'm not rude as much to eat food while I'm doing a consultation. But sometimes I'm just so hungry, man, I can't help it. And so I was doing a Skype consultation with this client, and I was eating some chicken wings. And he was like, Alan, you eat chicken wings for breakfast? And I was like, hell yeah. So, he was like, damn, I heard the rumors that you love chicken wings, but you really do. Man, I'll eat chicken wings any time of the day. Matter of fact, after I finish this video podcast, that's what I'm about to eat. I got them in the kitchen right now. I'm going to eat some. Dude, if there's one meat item I can eat all day, every day, it's chicken wings. Whether it's grilled, fried, baked, whatever, man. So for those of you who think I just be exaggerating when I be talking about my love for chicken wings, man, shit, I kill a motherfucker over some chicken wings, man. I'll shoot you in the face if you try to fuck with my chicken wings, man. Shit. This brother don't play when it comes to chicken wings, man. I love me some chicken wings. I tried to be a vegan. That's the reason why I couldn't be a vegan. There was one period, I think it was 2008. For about 3 months, I actually tried to be a raw vegan. And the thing that broke me out of my veganism and vegetarianism, I couldn't give up chicken wings. I could give up every other meat. Well, there's one other close second, Chilean sea bass. I don't know if you've ever had Chilean sea bass, but that's the shit. I love Chilean sea bass and I love lobster. So those are two other meats I do love, seafood. But hands in the way as far as meat items go, chicken wing. I love chicken wings, man. I never get tired of eating chicken. But yeah, I eat chicken wings sometimes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight snack. I don't give a fuck. Now, one chicken wing I've given up for health reasons, Hooters. If there's one chicken wings I used to eat a lot that I don't eat anymore because it got too much sodium, it's Hooters. Yeah, because I try to stay low on sodium and low on sugar. Those are two food items I try to keep low. Sodium and sugar. And Hooters, man, they just got too much sodium. But yeah, the old man, see, that's what it is, man. Speaking of the old man, he let it out the bag. See, he probably didn't realize at the time, but he let it out the bag. And this is what I believe why a lot of guys be hating on me, particularly ones who are jealous of me and envious of me as both a book author and a dating coach. Me and the old man were having an exchange, I think either in his comment section or it might have been in Max City Limits comment section. And the old man who likes to pride himself on maintaining a cool, calm, collected demeanor when he gets in debates with people and back and forth with people. He let out a bit of frustration with this one comment, and it showed me a lot. And I've had people write me privately and say the same things. Here's what he said. He said, I forget what we were talking about, but at one point during the exchange, he said, "Alan, your books are all over the place." He wrote it in, like, I want to say capital letters. He said, "Alan, your books are all over the place!" Exclamation point. Why did he say that? Think about it. Why would the old man say, "Alan, your books are all over the place"? Why would he say that and say it with connotations of frustration? There's my mobile phone. Why would he say that with an attitude of frustration? Think about it. For those that are real perceptive, a light bulb should be popping up on your head right now. Think about most dating coaches and PUAs, particularly the ones who've written books, ebooks, paperbacks, hardcovers. Think about what most of their books talk about. And then think about me and how I'm a little bit different than just about 99% of them. And why the fact that I'm different irritates some people, such as the old man. Think about it before I give it to you. Think about it. Think about Mode 1, Ooh, say it again, and then think about the possibility of sex and the beta male revolution. And then compare me to other dating coaches. Matter of fact, the first one who brought this to my attention, I want to say, it might have been somebody else, but if he wasn't the first, he was one of the first 3 or 4, was a guy who's been following me on BlogTalkRadio for a while. And he matter of fact, interesting enough, he works with the old man. He lives in the same city as the old man. I'm going to call him out by name. His name is Alex. And he goes by the social media nickname Don Calypso. Right after I came out with the possibility of sex, he brought to my attention something that's very true. I can't remember his exact words, but essentially he said, "Alan, you now have both angles on lockdown. You got both angles on lockdown." And if I say so myself, I do. And again, different followers of mine have written me over the last 2, 3, 4 years and commented on that. And this what frustrated the old man, as well as some other, I would probably say some other YouTube, either YouTube hosts or people who follow YouTube hosts. Why they're frustrated with me. Because see, first I'm going to give a couple analogies and then to bring home what I do, what I've already done. Imagine if I was a diet and fitness author. Okay? Imagine if I was a diet and fitness author and I had 2 best-selling books about how to eat right and how to lose weight. Okay? Got that? I got 2 fairly best-selling books about how to eat better and how to lose weight. All right? So let's call that angle number 1. But then let's say for those men and women who just can't get their eating habits right and just can't get their fitness habits right, they don't have the motivation or discipline, I write another book called Why Being Fat is Okay. Why Being Fat is Okay. And then I write a book called The Junk Food Revolution. Why there's nothing wrong with eating junk food. What have I just done by doing that? What have I just done by doing that? I cornered the market from 2 angles. I wrote 2 books related to helping men improve their eating habits and their exercise habits so that the result would be they would lose weight. But then those who are perpetually frustrated over the fact that they just can't get motivated to eat right and exercise and lose weight, I get books that empathize and sympathize with them too. So I got both angles covered. I'm going to make money from either demographic. That would be fucking brilliant, wouldn't it? You got to admit. If I was a diet and fitness author, that would be fucking brilliant. You couldn't deny that. Those are 2 diametrically opposed demographics, but yet I'm covering both of them. Another analogy would be like if I was this nationally known real estate agent and I was selling books on how to get a mortgage loan successfully and buy the house of your dreams. And that was a book that was a reasonably best-selling book. But then I came on the other end and wrote a book called How to Overcome Getting Your Home Foreclosed On and How to Rebound from It. Because you couldn't pay your mortgage loan, your house got foreclosed on it. I'll be covering the market from both ends. I'm helping people get a mortgage loan so they can successfully buy the house of their dreams, but then they can't keep up with their mortgage payments and the house ends up getting foreclosed on. I got an advice book for them too. See how that works? See how that works? See, not too many people do that. There's probably a handful of people who do that, but most people in different fields, they usually cover one angle or the other. They cover one angle or the other. There's only a rare few people like myself who cover that. Their whatever their chosen market is from both angles. And see, that's what I've done. And like I said, Don Calypso, among a few other people I can't think of right now, he's one of the first people to point that out. See, Mode 1 and Ooh Say It Again are my books that center strictly on advice about connecting with women romantically and sexually. Though the advice in those books are geared towards helping single heterosexual men successfully connect with women romantically and sexually. But all us men are realistic enough to know that there's a lot of men who are not going to be able to connect with either the quality of women that they want to hook up with and or the quantity of women that they want to hook up with. In other words, they're going to be romantically and sexually frustrated to one degree or another, which is why you have all these men criticizing women's behavior and criticizing today's dating scene. So what do I have on the opposite end? I got the possibility of sex and the beta male revolution. Those are my two books that empathize and sympathize with the romantic and sexual frustrations of men who are unable to successfully connect with either the quality of women they want to hook up with or the quantity of women that they want to hook up with. And that's why your boy, the old man, said your book's all over the place. What he was really saying is, God damn, Alan, you fucking cornering the market, man. You fucking cornering the market. You giving guys dating advice, but for those guys who are frustrated that dating advice hasn't worked for them, you got books that address that too. And you goddamn right I do. I got books that cover both angles. And if you notice, specifically about the old man, and again, not just him, a few others, what has the old man done? The old man, for about 1.5 years to 2 years, he promoted me on both of those angles. He promoted me. Go to my video called YouTube Host Apologizes to Alan Roger Currie. Go to that video. You'll see what I'm talking about if you don't know what I'm talking about. From like roughly October of 2015, all the way up until about April, May of this year, 2017, he did nothing but promote me on both ends. Particularly the possibility of sex and the beta male revolution. He promoted the shit out of those two books, and to a lesser degree, Mode 1. I don't think he ever promoted Who Said Again, but he did promote Mode 1 to a lesser degree. But I would say generally he promoted me on both ends. Now he's doing just the opposite. Now he tries to undermine my credibility on both ends. Now he tries to undermine my credibility as an advice giver. And he tries to undermine my credibility as someone who's empathetic and sympathetic to those men who have a high degree of romantic and sexual frustrations. He does both. And again, in his defense, he's not the only one. I've had at least a handful of other guys that have done the same thing. They either do one or two things. They either try to attack me on both angles, or they try to attack me on one angle or the other. If they don't try to attack me on both angles, they either specifically try to undermine my credibility as a dating advice, a giver of dating advice, or they try to undermine my credibility and suggest that I'm not as empathetic and sympathetic to those who have a lot of frustrations in today's dating scene as much as I present myself to be. So they try to undermine my credibility in one of those two areas, if not both. Can't fade me, bro. What did Michael Jackson say in his song Unbreakable? I know you hate me. I can't remember the lyrics. I know one of it is he said, I know you hate it. Not I know you hate me. He says, because see, Michael Jackson, man, I relate to Michael Jackson, not only because he's from my hometown, but he was basically, he made a couple of songs that was related to this type of shit I'm talking about, as far as addressing haters and critics. He had one called Leave Me Alone, and then Unbreakable. Leave Me Alone, the essence of that song was, yeah, y'all calling me weird, y'all calling me eccentric, but y'all still buying my records. Y'all still paying attention to me, so shut the fuck up. That was his attitude. He didn't exactly say that in his song, but essentially that was the message of that song, was like, you know, y'all in the media and shit calling me a weirdo and calling me eccentric and talking about this and that about my personality, but y'all motherfuckers still making me a multi-million-dollar record seller. So y'all need to step back and shut the fuck up. And then in Unbreakable, he was basically like, you ain't gonna break my spirit. Yeah, you can come with your criticisms and insults, but you, if nothing else, you ain't gonna break my spirit. I'ma still say I'm a motherfucker, and I know you hate that shit. You ain't lowering my self-esteem by hating on me. I'm still gonna tell you I'm the baddest motherfucker in this business. And y'all can't say shit about it. That was Michael Jackson talking shit to motherfuckers. He's like, I know you hate the fact that I'm still successful. You ain't broke me down yet. You ain't broke my spirit. I know y'all hate that shit. And I'm going to echo those sentiments. All these motherfuckers out here thinking they're going to fade Alan Roger Currie. Now, here's a brother. I'm going to mention him by name, man. Because he amused me. This brother didn't as much irritate me, but he amused me. Brother come at me by the name of... Well, actually, no. Let me clarify. In his first video, he did not mention me by name at all. Remember in my very last video, I was talking about a brother who was targeting dating coaches? So, and I said, this guy did not mention me by name. But in his video today, he did. Goes by the name of Hardcore Tito. Speaking of the Jacksons. I would love to see that on his birth certificate. Y'all motherfuckers kill me on YouTube using these pseudonyms and nicknames, motherfucker. Am I like the only motherfucker who uses his own birth certificate fucking name, full name and shit? Y'all motherfuckers use your African nicknames and pseudonyms and other various nicknames you got in the fucking neighborhood. Man, I use my full birth certificate motherfucking name. And I show my face on video. I don't hide behind no avatar. I don't hide behind no picture. I don't hide behind no nickname. And y'all motherfuckers want to try to suggest you more manly than me? That y'all got more courage, manly courage than me? And y'all hiding behind shit? Come on, man. What are y'all talking about stupid saying stupid shit, doing stupid shit? How can you ever come at me about my manly courage and y'all hiding behind shit? Not even using your fucking birth certificate name. How weak is that shit? So for anybody that's never shown their face on live video or at least pre-recorded video and doesn't use their real motherfucking name, don't ever talk shit to me, nigga. Yeah, I said nigga, because I'm talking to you black motherfucker. Don't ever talk shit to me. You guys hiding behind avatars and shit, pictures. Let me see your motherfucking face on video. Now, you know what happened, right? What somebody's going to say with that little tirade I just did, they're going to say, hey, Alan, he's easily triggered. He's emotional. He gets emotional. He's easily triggered. I'm passionate, motherfucker. Motherfuckers talking shit to me. Y'all hiding behind avatars and fake names, nicknames, pseudonyms, African, Islamic names, and all that kind of shit. Show me your birth certificate name, motherfucker. That's what I'm asking. Show me your birth certificate name. Show me your face on video. And if you're not willing to, don't ever talk shit to me. Get it? Got it? Good. But Hardcore Tito. I actually like this brother. He tries to keep shit intelligent. I respect that about him. He don't just come out with a bunch of random insults and shit. So in that regard, now he misspelled my name. He put my name in the title of his video, but he put Rodger. I don't know where he got that D from. Ain't no D in my middle name, but bless his heart. Now the reason I referenced him yesterday, again, I didn't reference him by name. He did. And there's a number of guys. See, going back to these two angles. Angle number one, my dating advice angle. A lot of guys, and I'm sure probably maybe some white guys, some white MGTOW types, and other non-black people might be making this argument too. So in black guys' defense, there's probably some non-blacks making this argument too. But I tend to pay attention more from when brothers do it. But a lot of brothers are making this argument. The old man has made this argument. This guy, Hardcore Tito, has made this argument that there's really no need for dating coaches. Or if there is still a need, I can pretty much guarantee you in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, those guys, the guys who currently are dating coaches, are going to be out of business. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Oh, now I want to get to some specific. Since I brought up hardcore Tito, I want to bring specific. I've only done this once or twice where I identified someone who posted in my comments section by name. Usually I just say generally one of my listeners or one of my followers or one of my viewers, but I'm about to bring up this guy by name. Excuse me while I bring up my last video. Because this brother went after me. Most people in my comment section of my very last video podcast number 45, were giving me props and agreements and whatnot. But this brother he kind of went after me. Not in a mean-spirited way or necessarily an attacking way. But he went after me a little bit in regards to this brother named Hardcore Tito. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Did he delete his shit? I don't see it anymore now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. A brother came. I'm going to address these. Brother came in my comment section yesterday, I want to say. And he said, Alan, you dodged Hardcore Tito's accusations. You said he accused you of being purple pill and you simply denied it. That's a straw man argument. What he said is that you teach men how to get pussy, but not how to deal with the probable aftermath that comes with it. And that's not even the only cop-out you did in this video. This guy's name is Werrell Boom. W-E-R-E-L-D Boom. If you go on video podcast number 45, my very last video where I talk about red pill versus purple pill dating coaches, you go in the comment section, you'll see his comments. He had a few more comments, but I'm not going to go into his rebuttal comments. I replied to him, then he replied back, then I replied to him, then he replied back. So, since this brother accused me of dodging, and it's funny, I was talking to Steve Dean Williams early on the phone just today, and we were talking about that, and even Steve Dean Williams had to laugh. And I'm sure if my brother had told him, he would have laughed his butt off. Because I was just telling you how I was on Ask Men. Steve Dean Williams was like, wait a minute, he calls me Jebediah. He don't call me Alan. Half the time we talk on the phone privately, he calls me Jebediah. Steve Dean Williams was like, Jebediah, somebody accused you of being scared to offer a rebuttal? The king of rebuttals? You being scared to offer a rebuttal? If there's anybody in the world of the Manosphere and social media, you are the fucking king of rebuttals. Which is true. I already told you that starting with my Ask Man days. It kills me when people... Here's what kills me, man. Sometimes it amuses me, and at least a few times it irritates me. Is when people try to suggest that Alan Roger Currie is scared to say anything. When have I ever been scared to say anything? I want somebody to really, and I'm being dead serious here, I want somebody to point out a time when I've been scared to say anything. I got to reference the old man again. Old man has made that accusation towards me a couple times. He said I'm scared to criticize black women in a real harsh and straightforward manner. That's not true. When they're deserving of criticism, I don't have any problem harshly criticizing black women. My thing is, I'm not going to co-sign going back to Stevie Dean Williams' comment when we had that follow on the Blog Talk Radio when he said all black women are bitches, I'm not going to co-sign with something that's not true and that's not objective. So that's what he's confusing. There's a difference between me being... Now, if something is totally true, totally factual, totally valid, I have no problem saying it. But I'm not going to co-sign with something that's opinionated, that's highly opinionated. But as far as under the general category of me being scared to say shit, I guarantee you if you was to talk to any of my close friends, like people I interact with in real life, they will laugh you out the room on that accusation. Because they know Alan Roger Currie has said some legendary shit to motherfuckers in their face. We ain't even talking about on no fucking pre-recorded podcast or even live talk radio. The shit I've said to people in their face is, I would argue that 99.9% of people walking this earth would never have the balls to say. And you can say that's me boasting and getting me to my horn, but I'm just keeping shit real. I've said shit to motherfuckers' face that 99.9% of people walking this earth would never have the balls to say. Ever. And I'm dead serious. I'll give you a couple examples. How many of you guys been bold enough to tell a woman that might have been, say, a 35-year-old woman that was with her 19-year-old daughter, look her dead in the face and say, I'm going to fuck the shit out your daughter and make her come on my dick? How many of you guys have had the balls to say something like that? How many of you guys had the balls to tell a woman you was going to fuck her right with her boyfriend standing next to her? Raise your hand if you got them type of balls. Now, if you got them type of balls, then you got my respect. But I would almost guarantee that 99% of y'all ain't got the balls to say no shit like that to people's face. So for anybody to challenge the size of my balls and my verbal boldness, man, y'all ain't hung around me in real life. That's all I gotta say. Shit. Y'all ain't hung around me in real life. Because my own brother at times has called me a verbal loose cannon because I've said so much bold shit. I've had other friends say, Alan, one day you're going to get yourself shot because you say so much bold shit to people. So don't ever question my verbal boldness. I'm in the top 1% of verbally bold motherfuckers on this earth. Especially when it comes to saying sexually straightforward shit. Shit, I'm in the top 0.01% of motherfuckers on this earth. So y'all need to stop that noise with, oh, Alan, he's not as verbally bold as I am. I'll say something and he's scared to say it. Again, I gotta throw out the N-word. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. None of y'all motherfuckers are on my level when it comes to saying sexually straightforward shit to women. Shit. I dare any of y'all motherfuckers to say y'all on my level. I ain't never met a motherfucker on my level. With the possible exception of maybe some street pimps or something. But most of y'all regular motherfuckers don't even think about being on my level. Shit, I've said shit that truthfully at times should have got my ass whooped. That's how bold the shit I've said to motherfuckers. Particularly in the company of their boyfriends or husbands. I've said shit to motherfuckers that should have had my ass shot. That's how fucking verbally bold I am. Once you get Alan Roger Currie riled up, man, ain't shit I won't say. 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 Particularly if you're talking about on like a podcast or talk radio. That's Boy Scout shit to me compared to saying shit to somebody face to face. I told you in one previous podcast, and before I move on, Sasha Day Game, another day. I don't know if he's still doing dating coaching, but at least he used to be a dating coach. But we used to do speaking events together. But when I went to London, man, I told you in one other previous podcast, Sasha Day Game, he said that, man. He admitted, he said before he met me in real life, he thought that my reputation for being verbally bold was honestly just hype. He thought it was just basically hype. But after he hung around me in person in London, he told me straight up. He said, man, Alan, I'm going to tell you, dude. He said, you are hands down the most verbally bold motherfucker I've ever hung around with in person, ever. He said, your verbal boldness actually makes me feel uncomfortable at times. You so verbally bold. He actually said it. He said, I'm a man. And he said, your degree of verbal boldness actually makes me sometimes feel uncomfortable, man. He was like, you just have like no filter, man. You'll say any fucking thing. So it cracks me up, man, when people try to challenge my degree of verbal boldness, man. Again, I want you to raise your hand in my comment section if you think you're on my level, particularly on a face-to-face level. Shit, if you're talking about, again, specifically in the category of saying something that's sexually provocative, sexually explicit, sexually straightforward to women, man, 99.9% of y'all motherfuckers on this planet ain't on my level. Y'all ain't on my level, dude. I've gone up to women, the first thing out of my mouth was, I want to see my dick in your mouth. That's the first thing came out of my mouth was, I can't wait to see my dick in your mouth. How many of you all have done said something that bold to a woman in the first 10 seconds of the conversation? Now going back to Hardcore Tito, and this guy who commented in my comment section, he said I was dodging Hardcore Tito's points. So I actually went on somebody else's comment section and addressed his points. There was at least 5 points of his that I disagreed with. And I'm going to let you know these points. Since somebody accused me of dodging, that's my ego coming out. See, most people will say, Alan, why are you even taking time to address this on video? Why don't you just let it go? No, I got to, again, like Steve said, man, I'm the king of rebuttals. I'm the fucking king of rebuttals. So for somebody to insinuate that I'm scared of offering a rebuttal, nigga. Okay, first point Hardcore Tito made in his original pack, not the one he did today. He did two. He did one yesterday that I addressed, but again, in that first one, he didn't mention me by name. He just was talking about dating coaches in general and the profession of dating coaches in general. And then on one today, he specifically addressed it to me. But in his original video, here was the first thing he said I disagree with. He said, and I'm going to do him a solid. I'm going to put that first video, I'm going to put the link to it. See, normally I don't like to send traffic to other people's channel. But if y'all want to check it out for yourself, I'm going to put the link to his original video in the comment section. He said, the dating world, and some of these comments are going to be paraphrased. They're not actually verbatim. Some of them are, and others are me paraphrasing what he said. So I want to make that clear. But his first assertion he presented in his video about dating coaches, number one, the general essence of his dating coach, his video was, and this is why I did my last video called Red Pill versus Purple Pill. In so many words, he was saying most dating coaches are not truly red pill. In other words, they don't truly give you the hardcore truth about shit. They don't give you the hardcore truth about women. They don't give you the hardcore truth about the flaws of today's dating scene. They give you more sanitized stuff, what most people would call purple pill advice. He didn't use those specific terms, but essentially that was the main essence of his video, that most dating coaches, they hold back on giving you the real nitty gritty on both women and the real nitty gritty on how fucked up the dating scene is today. And some of his more specific points was, point number one, he said the dating world was pretty good prior to 2006, but beginning with 2005, no later than 2006, the dating world has been complete shit. That's what he said. He says it's been complete shit. See, this relates to my point. In that, by him saying that, he's expressing an opinion as a fact. Now, if he would have simply prefaced that by saying, in my personal opinion, I think today's dating scene has declined over the last 10, 15 years. I wouldn't necessarily have a rebuttal to that. But when you either intentionally or unintentionally present an opinion as is factual, I got to offer a rebuttal. And my simple rebuttal is that's not true for everybody. One person I can name right off the bat would be my older brother. I guarantee you, if you talk to my older brother, he will tell you the best days of his love life have been since 2006. That's when he met his wife. He actually met his wife in 2005. He started dating her in 2006. They got married in 2008, and he's still to this day happily married. So if you were to say today's dating scene ain't shit, and it ain't been shit since 2005, 2006, if you say that for everybody, for all men and all women, then you would have to include my brother and his wife. But there's evidence that that's not true. There's blatant evidence that that's not true. If nobody else, my brother and my sister-in-law are concrete evidence that that statement cannot be applied to all men and women in the dating scene. My brother feels just the opposite. He feels like his love life was worse before 2005. That's when he felt like he was dealing with a bunch of no good bitches, women who weren't worth his while, was prior to 2005. So on that alone, I would say, again, now, if he's just applying that assertion to some men in society, of course I wouldn't agree. I disagree with that. Of course I wouldn't. I would agree with him that that assertion would apply to a percentage of men and women in today's dating scene, and more specifically, a percentage of black men and black women in today's dating scene. No doubt, no argument from me. If you're talking about a percentage. But if you try to present that as if that should apply to 90 to 99% of all men and women, or 90 to 99% of all black men and black women, then that's what I call bullshit. That's bullshit. My love life and sex life ain't gotten worse since 2006. I can't think any way my love life, sex life, social life has gotten worse since 2006. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. That don't apply to me. So that's my simple rebuttal, is that his assertion doesn't apply to everybody. It applies to a percentage of people, but it don't apply to everybody. Number two, he made the statement that most women, and I'm assuming he means most black women, are overweight and or crazy. Most women and most black women are overweight and or crazy. Again, that's not true. That's not true. Can you make the legitimate argument that there are more women who are fat and obese compared to women 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, or 40 or 50 or 60 years ago? Yeah. I wouldn't, again, that's where I wouldn't have no rebuttal. If you were to say women as a whole today, I think there's a higher percentage of women in society today that are fatter than they were, say, in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. And there's a higher percentage of women that are dealing with mental and emotional issues than there were in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. 99% chance you ain't gonna get no argument from me. You ain't gonna get no argument from me. But that's far different than saying most women in society today are fat or crazy. That's not true. Number one, I don't pursue fat women for dating or fucking. So, I mean, why would I be bitching about fat women when I ain't trying to hook up with them? Same with crazy women. I ain't trying to have no long-term or short-term relationship with a woman who has mental and emotional issues. Now, sometimes you don't know that right off the bat. Sometimes you don't find that out until days into a relationship, weeks into a relationship, months in a relationship, and years in a relationship. So there are some women who are what I call closet crazy. But that said, but the minute, if I do deal with a woman who's closet crazy, meaning that I didn't know she was crazy at the get-go, but she ends up revealing, then I just simply leave her alone. So to me, that ain't nothing to bitch about. But I can't say in my lifetime that I've had dealt with more women who were fat than I've dealt with women who were slim, or I can't say I've dealt with more women who were crazy than women who were not crazy. So I would never agree with that assertion that most women are fat or crazy. That would be like saying almost the only thing that men have to choose from are women who are fat and or crazy. And that's simply not true. What circles are you running around in if you got to even pay attention to women who are fat and crazy? What circles are you running around in? Dude, I exercise every day, man. I mean, shit. I try to associate with people who emphasize health and fitness and as well as mental health. So, I mean, what kind of fucking people you socializing with, man? That's what I gotta ask. Throwing that comment out there. So that's point number 2 I disagree with. Number 3, he said dating coaches do not talk nothing about managing outcomes. Let me say this, and I've said this probably at least a half a dozen times in previous video podcasts. Let me just say this, and let me say this clearly in it. As O'Shea Duke Jackson loves when I use the word emphatically. Let me say this emphatically. If you're not a professional dating coach, and you've never been a professional dating coach, then you should not speak on dating coach as if you are one or have been one. Period. Let me repeat that. If you're not a professional dating coach and you've never been a professional dating coach, then you should not speak about the profession as if you've been one. If you think you're some kind of pseudo dating coach, where's your ebook at? Where's your paperback or hardcover at? Put it in the comment section. Where's your ebook, paperback, or hardcover at? Put it in the comment section. Some of you motherfuckers I was talking about earlier in this podcast about some of you brothers can't even write. Some of you brothers would never be able to be a high-level dating coach because you can't write worth of shit. You can't write worth of shit. So how the fuck would you ever be a fuck? That's why a lot of pimps weren't able to be successful book authors. You had guys like Iceberg Slam, and I think he did ghostwriting, what's known as ghostwriting, which is when you verbally, somebody records things you say verbally and then they write for you. But there's a lot of pimps who could have probably had some best-selling books if they knew how to write, but a lot of pimps didn't know how to write. A lot of brothers, period. I hate to, pick on brothers like that because I know there's a lot of brothers who are well-read and have high-quality writing skills, but there's definitely a percentage of brothers, man, based on what I see on social media, that can't write worth of shit. So you ain't gonna never be able to be no high-level dating coach who has like a best-selling book on Amazon if you can't write worth of shit. Y'all can do this. Y'all can talk. There's a lot of brothers out here who can talk and get game. They can talk shit, but they can't write worth of shit. I can talk shit and I can write. I can do both. I can express myself verbally in an intelligent and articulate manner, and I can express myself with the written word in an intelligent and articulate manner. That's why most of y'all can't fade this brother. I'm thorough with my shit. And this is not just something that irritates me. This is something that irritates people in all fields. Because I've had friends and acquaintances who work in different industries. And if there's one thing that irritates people in any field, is when people who've never worked in their profession or their industry try to speak on it as if they have. I'm telling you, man, people get irritated. Like when I was working in the entertainment industry, I used to hear that a lot. People would make comments like, oh, anybody could be an actor or actress. Oh, anybody could be a screenwriter. Oh, anybody could be a movie director. Okay. If it was that easy, how come only a small percentage of people have reached a high level of success in those fields? If it's so easy. I said this in the previous video podcast. I could teach anybody how to play basketball, but that don't mean they're going to be the next Steph Curry or LeBron James. I could teach anybody how to be a screenwriter, but that don't mean they're going to be the next Aaron Sorkin or David Mamet. I could teach anybody how to be the fundamentals of acting, but that don't mean they're going to be the next Meryl Streep or Denzel Washington. And see, I'm noticing that when it comes to dating coaching. There's a lot of people almost have this underlying attitude like, oh, what Alan Currie does, anybody can do what he's doing. Anybody can do what he's doing. And I'm telling you emphatically, no, they can't. Number one, I mentioned earlier, and I said I was going to get back to it. I was talking about just pure quantity. I was saying how a lot of you guys haven't even dealt with as many women as I have. One thing, when I spoke in Berlin, there was this fellow speaker named James Marshall. He's a dating coach from Australia. And actually, me and him don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but I respect him. But he said one thing I do agree with. He was doing his speech in Berlin, Germany, and he was talking about just being a dating coach, period. And he said, if you remember one podcast before, I said, you don't need a certification to be a dating coach. You don't need a license to be a dating coach. But the one thing you got to have, man, you got to have credibility, man. And that goes for a lot of fields of work. You got to have credibility. And James Marshall, when he was talking about this very topic, he said, if you haven't had sex with at least 100 women, you shouldn't even think about being a dating coach. He said that, I'm expressed that just as my own opinion, but he said, if you haven't had sex with a bare minimum of 100 women, you shouldn't even think about being no dating coach. And I agree with that, man. If you ain't successfully seduced, and I ain't talking about tricking. I ain't talking about like paying for no prostitutes, call girls, or erotic escorts. I'm talking about women you seduced and end up fucking them for free. If you ain't had sex with at least 100 women that you fuck for free, you don't even need to think about or offer the suggestion that you could be a dating coach. I know me for one, if I was just a regular guy, I wouldn't listen to you. Shit, I fucked 100 women probably by the time I was like 25. At latest 29. So I be hearing some of y'all motherfuckers on YouTube talking about, shoot, yeah, I could be a date coach like Alan Currie, and y'all done fuck like 10 or 15 women, maybe 25 or 30 women. Shoot, so I would co-sign with what James Marshall said. Number one, as far as credibility, if you ain't successfully seduced at least 100 women, you shouldn't even think about being no fucking dating coach. I fucked hundreds of women. And don't even get me started on phone sex. Shit, my phone sex count with women is approaching just under 2,000. And again, we ain't talking about paid for a phone sex like a woman you paid for phone. I'm talking about women who paid me. Now, all of those 2,000 women paid me, but a good percentage of them did. They paid me. I get paid to this day. I get paid for phone sex. Women blow up my phone every day wanting phone sex. So a lot of people always like to throw those little comments out there like, oh, Alan Currie ain't doing nothing unique. Anybody can do what he's doing. Anybody can be a dating coach. No, you can't. I'm here to tell you, no, you can't. Or I ain't going to say you can't, but you could easily you could right now or tomorrow call yourself a dating coach. But my question would be, are you going to be able to get people to pay you for email consultations? Are you going to get a high number of clients that are going to pay you for Skype and or telephone consultations? Are you going to be able to get a high number of clients that are paying you for one-on-one face-to-face coaching sessions? Are you going to be able to produce a paperback or a hardcover book that's going to become #1 or in the top 5 in its category on Amazon like I have? Mo 1 was #1 in communication skills on Amazon. Ooh Said Again has been ranked in the top 5 in this category. Possibility of Sex was in the top 10 in this category. Beta Male Revolution has been in the top 5 in this category on Amazon. All my books have been at minimum in the top 10, if not the top 5 in that category on Amazon. Can you do that? Can you do that? If so, don't tell me, show me. Show me. Don't tell me, show me. Can you produce 4 best-selling audiobooks? I've had 2 of my 4 audiobooks that Audible put the tag on it, bestseller. Bestseller. Can you do that? Don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, show me. You got people inviting you to speak all over the world and wanting to pay you money to come coach them all over the world? Don't tell me, show me. Don't tell me, show me. If you can do what I do so easily, don't tell me, show me. Show me, motherfucker. Or shut the fuck up. That's what I say. Show me what you got. If you think what I do is so easy and you can do it too, you can easily duplicate it. If you think you can, show me, motherfucker. Now, you know somebody right now is saying, Alice, he's getting triggered now. He's triggering himself and he's getting emotional. He's getting emotional. He's an emotional guy. No, I'm passionate, motherfucker. But I'm saying, show me, motherfucker. Don't talk shit to me. Show me if what I do is so easy that if you wanted to tomorrow, you could become a dating coach. Show me. Get on Wikipedia like I am. Name another black dating coach that's on Wikipedia like me. Show me. Don't tell me, show me. Who been on national TV like I have? Don't tell me, show me, motherfucker. Who been interviewed on national radio? Walt Baby Love. I think I might have been the only black male dating coach he's ever had on this show. Talking shit to me. Look at my resume, motherfucker. Don't ever suggest that you can easily do what I do. Don't tell me, nigga. Show me, bitch. Show me. Sick of y'all motherfuckers talking and acting like I'm a toll booth collector and shit. Like, oh, anybody can be a toll booth collector. I'd even, in due respect to toll booth collectors, I don't think anybody can be a toll booth collector. I think it takes some degree of patience and a certain type of personality to be a toll booth collector. That's one of the common jokes when it comes to a job anybody can do. People say, oh, anybody can be a paper boy and a toll booth collector. I was a paper boy. And I know a lot of motherfuckers who try to be a paper boy that quit within days or weeks. So even that's bullshit. When people say, oh, anybody can be a paper boy. No, you can't. Anybody can become a paper boy, but not anybody can stay a paper boy. I was paper boy of the year in my district when I was in elementary school. I was a paper boy for 3 years. Got trophies for the shit. When I saw other motherfuckers trying to be a paper boy, they quit in like 2 weeks. So for all you motherfuckers who say, don't ever disrespect somebody's career by saying anybody can do that. And again, it's not just about dating coaches, it's about any career. I hate when motherfuckers say that shit, man. Oh, anybody can do X, Y, Z. Oh, if I wanted to, I could do that. Anybody could do that. No, you can't, motherfucker. No, I'm telling you right now, no, you can't. 95% of y'all motherfuckers who will say you think you could easily be a dating coach, I guarantee you wouldn't last more than a year. I guarantee you wouldn't. Particularly if it was your only source of income. I guarantee you wouldn't. Because most of y'all ain't got the credibility to be. Yeah, and the ironic thing about me, and I've expressed this before, and my brother and my close friends tell you this, I didn't even want to be a dating coach. That's the most ironic thing. I didn't even want to be a dating advice book author or a dating coach. I was just telling Ron Wills that. I mentioned Ron Wills earlier. I was telling him that. I commented on he was doing a review of the TV show Insecure on HBO. And basically, I was telling him, man, my original aspiration, I wanted to be the black male equivalent to what Issa Rae is. That was my dream when I lived in Hollywood, man. I wanted to be a successful creator of a TV show. I wanted to be like Shonda Rhimes. Well, not so much Shonda Rhimes because she doesn't so much specifically deal with dating and relationships. Although, yeah, well, Grey's Anatomy deals with dating relationships to a certain degree. But yeah, I wanted to be what's called a showrunner, man. Like, I got a brother from my hometown who's a showrunner. His name is Charles Murray. Look him up on IMDb. Charles Murray. He's from my hometown. We pretty cool. He's one of the few guys from my hometown who's a fairly successful. He's written for Sons of Anarchy. I think Empire. I have to look at his IMDb resume. He's pretty thorough. He's pretty thorough. But yeah, that was my original dream, man. I wanted to be successful in the entertainment industry. I wasn't thinking about being no dating girl. My brother, more than anybody else, was the main one who urged me to become a dating coach and a dating advice book author. Matter of fact, I would literally say he bugged me for years, starting with like 1986 all the way up to 1995. My brother used to bug me all the time. I used to rebuff him. I used to be like, man, I ain't trying to be no book author, no. Yeah, man, I give him credit, man. That's why I love him to death, man, because he's the number one person I would say is the most responsible for my career as a dating advice book author and a dating coach is my older brother, Steven. Yeah, man, because I wasn't thinking about being no book author, no dating coach. But yeah, my brother, man, starting with the mid-'80s, man, he used to always say, man, I think you could help a lot of guys with your shit, man. That straightforward style you got, man. I think you could help a lot of guys, man. And for years, I said, no, the first year I caved in was around 1995. That was when I first wrote a pamphlet. I wrote a 30-page pamphlet called The Mode 1 Principles. And he gave it to a bunch of his coworkers in San Diego. And a lot of them loved it. And they told him, they said, your brother should turn this into a book. And then he started bugging me to turn it into a book. Then I turned it into I wrote an ebook. I expanded the pamphlet into an ebook. And I think first in 1998. Then I expanded it some more in 1999. And then I started selling the ebook over the internet. And then I finally turned it into a paperback in March of 2006. But yeah, initially I didn't want to be no dating coach. But on going back to subject credibility, the reason why my brother was so pestered me so much, he knew I had the credibility to be a dating coach. He knew I had a high degree of credibility, and all my close friends did. Because when I was talking about verbal boldness, when it came to being verbally bold with women, there was nobody in my personal social circle that had more credibility in that area, man. Like, if you would ask most of my friends, who is the most verbally bold motherfucker you know with women, 19 out of 20 would have said, oh, for sure, Alan Roger Currie. Alan Roger Currie will say anything to a woman. He ain't scared to say shit. So, but yeah, man, y'all guys need to cool out. Anyway, I got off track when I was talking about. But, it started off with me saying that Hardcore Tito and other people, he was talking about what dating coaches do not do. How would you know what they do not do and you not a dating coach yourself? You ain't a professional dating coach, and even more specifically, you ain't never hung around me. So what do you know what I do or don't do with my clients? How do you know I don't talk about the aftermath, talk about the situations that develop after a man fucks a woman? How you know I don't talk about that shit? Because the truth is that I do talk about that. If the client himself brings it up, I don't bring it up on my own. But I've had a lot of clients that'll say, hey, Alan, I fucked this chick 2 weeks ago, and now she's exhibiting this behavior, exhibiting that behavior. Like, how should I proceed from here? And we'll have a Skype consultation about it. So for you to suggest that all dating coaches don't talk about that shit with their clients, that's bullshit. That's straight up bullshit. You don't know me, Hardcore Tito, and I like you, man. I don't have no personal beef with you. I like you. You seem like a decent guy. But, man, you're talking out your ass, man. You're expressing opinions as facts. And again, man, I have a major pet peeve with that shit, man. I have a major pet peeve with that. I hate people who express opinions as facts. So that was point number 3 he said that I disagree with. Point number 4. He said, dating coaches don't talk to men about all the time that they will waste with women. Woo! Now, that has to be, out of the 5 points I'm addressing of his, that has to be the most laughable. I don't even think I'm going to spend more than 45 seconds offering a rebuttal to that. All I got to do, Hardcore Tito, is point you to my book, The Possibility of Sex, which is the book that made your new Ace Booncoon, the old man, fall in love with me for. That's the book he loves the most out of all my books, is The Possibility of Sex. That's all that book is about. Remember when I started off talking about how I covered both angles? And that's why the old man got frustrated and said, Alan, your book's all over the place, because he knew I was covering both angles. Not only do I teach men how to connect with women romantically and or sexually and ultimately get laid, but with books like The Possibility of Sex, I teach men how to prevent themselves from wasting a significant amount of time and money with those women who don't want to get them no pussy. Or secondly, women who might give them some pussy but will prove to be headaches for them in the long run. That's what that book is all about. So for him to say that all dating coaches don't teach men about preventing some waste of time, dude, I will just put the link to my book, The Possibility of Sex. And you're going to read that and you're going to have to offer me an apology if you're man enough to do it. And once you read that book and listen to the audio book, I guarantee you're going to feel compelled to offer me an apology for that assertion, because that's all that fucking book is about. That's why guys love that book, including the old man. That book is all about advising men not to invest a significant amount of time and or money with women that ain't about shit. That's all that book is about. So I can't speak for other dating coaches he may be going after with that assertion, but speaking for myself, shit, he can't include me in that criticism. Yeah, I got that fucking covered with one book. Excuse me. Final one. This is the one I've addressed in my own previous video podcast. And see, this is where I start having beef with a lot of the MGTOW types. Not all of them, but at least a segment of them. And even some non-MGTOW types. A lot of these guys on YouTube who want me to harshly criticize women more, want me to attack them more harshly. First, they'll come out with their criticisms. They'll say, Alan, you don't criticize women as harshly as this YouTube podcaster or that YouTube podcaster or guys like the old man. You don't harshly criticize women. And then they'll follow that up many times by saying it's because you scared it's going to either affect your book sales or you scared it's going to affect your ability to seduce these women into having sex with you. Well, I'm here to tell you, man, there's more things in life than just pussy. Pussy ain't everything. Shit, there's 10 million things more important in life than pussy. Shit. Okay. Hardcore Tito says pussy doesn't really matter. It doesn't. I had to give some of you guys an extra long look on that one. What did I say earlier? Don't tell me, show me. If pussy ain't important, then I want you to publicly declare yourself a monk. If pussy ain't important, publicly declare yourself as a monk. Publicly declare yourself as voluntarily celibate for the rest of your life. If you ain't willing to do that, you know what you need to do? I think you know what I'm about to say. If you ain't willing to do that, then you need to shut the fuck up saying that stupid bullshit. If you ain't willing to publicly declare yourself as a fucking monk, as a motherfucker who's going to be voluntarily celibate for the rest of your life, then you need to shut the fuck up. And I'll tell you that to your face, motherfucker. You need to shut the fuck up with all that bullshit. Talking about pussy ain't important, but you talking about women every other day on your motherfucking podcast. If pussy wasn't important, women wouldn't even be on your mind, motherfucker. Women wouldn't even be part of your discussion. If pussy wasn't important, why is women even in your mouth if pussy ain't important? Do you hear gay men on podcasts talking about women, how fucked up women are? Please send me the links, if they are. Please send me the links of gay men who are always talking about how fucked up women are. Now, they might talk about how fucked up they are on a job or dealing with them on a professional level or just a societal level. But when it comes to their personal life and social life, their love life and sex life, when are you ever going to hear a gay man, a homosexual man, talking about how fucked up women are? You're not. Why? Because to them, pussy genuinely is not important. They don't want no pussy, so they don't talk about women. If I'm lying, put some links in my comment section of gay men talking about how fucked up women are on a non-professional level. See, that's why I've called you guys out before. A lot of you motherfuckers talk out of both sides of your mouth. You want to have all these criticisms of women, and you want to turn around and say stuff like pussy ain't important. Man, nigga, please. Read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, the chapter on sexual transmutation. Read just, in fact, the whole book. Read that chapter where Napoleon Hill breaks down in his book what's the number one driving force for any heterosexual man. Napoleon Hill, the one who wrote Think and Grow Rich, one of my first self-help books I ever read when I was in my early 20s, is still, I want to say to this day, is still one of the top best-selling self-help books. But he basically has one chapter where he basically breaks down that that's the number one thing that drives men to do just about everything they do. Is either the desire to attract one woman in particular that they're very, very attracted to, or the desire to attract multiple women that they want to have sexual interactions with. He said that's the number one thing that drives men to want to improve themselves, their health and fitness, their looks, their money, their career. And Dave Chappelle said the same thing. I remember Dave Chappelle, he was doing an interview one time, and he basically said that. He made the joke that, I've said this joke at least once before. He said, I forget what they were talking about in this interview, but he said basically, he said men would be content with being homeless and living in a cardboard box on the streets if they knew they could get laid every day. He said the main reason why most men want wealth, fame, career success, all that other shit, is so that they can improve the quality or quantity of women they attract. Y'all fooling yourselves if y'all not willing to acknowledge that. Dude, I'm telling you, I've said this on my video podcast before. Man, if my dick stopped permanently working tomorrow, I would have no use to continue in life. And I ain't even saying that jokingly. I would literally tell God, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. And some of y'all might laugh and think I'm joking. I'm serious, man. If my doctor told me that, Alan, we got bad news, for the rest of your life, your dick is never going to work. You're never going to have an erection ever again for the rest of your life. As soon as I left the doctor's office, I would get on my knees and say, hey, guy, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. That's what I would say. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. For me, it would be no motivation. Man, if I couldn't fuck no more, it would be no motivation for me to even continue living. And I say that with all due respect to my family and friends. Now, I know they would miss me once I'm gone, but For me personally, it wouldn't be no motivation, man. That's real. That's as real talk as you're going to get from Alan Roger Currie. And again, I'm not being lighthearted in any way, shape, or form in saying that. Shit. Now, related to my very last video, I want to make it clear, just because I love pussy doesn't mean I'm a thirsty motherfucker. So, let me make that clear. A lot of people think if you say you love sex, that you're also saying, any woman I approach, I'll let her know I'll do anything to fuck her. You know, like a thirsty type motherfucker. Anybody who knows me knows I'm anything but a thirsty motherfucker. But yeah, I love pussy. I love to fuck. So all these motherfuckers talking about fucking ain't important, like Hardcore Tito said pussy doesn't really matter. Well, I say, to any motherfucker say statements like that, again, I say either publicly declare yourself as a monk, someone who's voluntarily celibate, or shut the fuck up with those type of statements. Just shut the fuck up with those type of statements. So, I addressed all, so for the user named Boom who commented in my comment section, who said I dodged all of Hardcore Tito's points, I just addressed all 5 of the ones I disagree with. Again, my biggest general criticism of Hardcore Tito is not that some of his criticisms weren't valid of both women in today's dating scene. I would never say that. I would never say that his commentary was just totally outlandish. But my main simple criticism would be he expressed a lot of assertions that suggested that they apply to all men and women instead of saying that these apply to only a percentage of men and women. And Old Man does the same thing. That's one of my criticisms against the Old Man. It's not that all of the Old Man's criticisms of women and black women in particular are invalid. There's actually some of his criticisms I tend to wholeheartedly agree with. The problem I have with the Old Man, and even more so some of his followers, is that they tend to apply those criticisms to all black women. Like the dude Babatunde when he was on his Blog Talk Radio show, when he said 90% of black women are trash. That's bullshit. Any criticism you try to express and apply it to all women or even 80 to 90% of women, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm going to always tell you, it's bullshit. Unless you can provide me with empirical evidence that all of your criticisms apply to 100% of women, 99% of women, 98% of women, 82% of women, then I say shut the fuck up. But don't express opinions and criticisms that only apply to a certain percentage as if those criticisms apply to all women. And again, going back to my boy Big Mike of Mac City, when he said that some guys got it like that and some guys don't. That's going to be my final point, man. See, what a lot of you guys got to realize, man, is that not all women behave the exact same way towards all men. And I already expressed it actually earlier in this video podcast. So, hypothetically, let's say me and Hardcore Tito could mess around with, say, 10 women, the 10 exact same women. And there might be a situation where I might have a positive experience with 8 of those 10 women, and he might only have a positive experience with 2 of those 10 women. So, of course, if someone's asked us both about those 10 women, our interaction with those 10 women, our assessment of them is going to be totally different. Because he had one experience and I had a different experience. And again, throughout my life, that's been the case with a lot of guys. I can name a lot of guys out that me and that guy dealt with the same woman. And I had, I give you 1 or 2 examples. I've had situations where one guy would be talking about, let's call a woman Marilyn Johnson. He'll say, man, Marilyn Johnson, man, she's attractive, man, but she's very prudish and she talks about, you got to be in a long-term relationship with her in order to have sex with her. Man, I had to date her for like 9 months before I got in bed with her. Man, she was attractive, but damn, I think it's fucked up. I had to wait 9 months before I had sex with her. And then I'll just be looking at that brother smirking. Why am I smirking? Because that same chick, Marilyn Johnson, I know that I fucked Marilyn Johnson within 48 hours after I met her. And she was kinky as hell with me. She wasn't prudish. So, most of the time, that's not something I would bring out to a guy in that situation unless he tries to bring it out of me. I'll just look at him and smirk and nod my head like, oh, that's interesting. And trust me, I've had that type of situation happen a number of times, starting with my late teens, early 20s up until now. A number of times. When a guy be talking about how prudish a woman is, or how materialistic a woman is, or how long he had to wait to get the pussy, or in some cases how he didn't get the pussy at all from this particular woman. And it'll be the same woman that I fucked very quickly and without spending no money on. So, this is why I did my video called Subjective Truth versus Objective Truth. This is the very reason why I did that previous video about that. Because not all guys are going to have the same experiences with women in general. And more specifically, not all guys are going to have the same experience with the exact same women, man. And that's why I tend to differ from guys like the old man and probably Hardcore Tito and whoever else here on the YouTube Black Manosphere, man. Because they've had experiences with women that, quite frankly, man, I can't relate to. And vice versa. I've had a lot of experience that a lot of them, they can't relate to. Like the old man, he openly admits that he had a situation in high school where he asked like 10 women, attractive women, to the prom, and they all turned him down. And it ultimately caused him to fall out with his own mother and sisters when they tried to hook him up with some, as he calls them, homely looking chicks. Man, I ain't never went through no shit like that. Nah, that's not to say I've never been rejected. I have been rejected, but I mean, shit. When it was time for my prom, I had my pick of the litter, man. I mean, being cocky and egotistical, I had my pick of the litter. I could have went to the prom with anybody. So that's where me and old man are different, man. I had no experience like that, man. An experience that was so bad where it would cause me to stop speaking to my beloved mother for like 5 or 10 years. I can't think anything that me and my mother would have beef with, or one of my siblings where I would stop speaking to them for like 5 or 10 years. For me, I can't even relate to that. That's crazy to me. So, all I'm asking a lot of these brothers to do is just preface their comments by saying, this is based on my experiences. This is based on my opinion. If they do something that, literally that simple, if nothing else, it would prevent a lot of rebuttals from me. I don't have no rebuttals for people when they say, preface their comments, opinions, and criticisms about the dating scene or about women by saying, hey, in my personal experience, this is my opinion. I try never to argue with other people's personal experiences. If people express opinions that are solely and specifically based on their personal opinions, I don't have no rebuttals for that. I only have rebuttals when people express personal opinions from their personal experience. They present them as if they're universal facts, unsellable facts, unrefutable facts. That's what I have a problem with. And on that note, hashtag, I'm going to be lighthearted, hashtag, Alan is the king of rebuttals. That's my hashtag. Alan is the king of rebuttals. Now, you already know I'm the king of verbal seduction. But along with that, when it comes to social media discussions and debates, I'm the king of offering rebuttals. And that's why I can't believe that brother who wrote in my comments section tried to suggest I was scared to offer a rebuttal. Man, I'm the motherfucker since 2002, 2003 on Ask Me, and I'm the king of long-winded rebuttals. again, Stephen D. Williams, he had to laugh at that shit. He was like, what? You, of all people, somebody would accuse of being scared off? He said, you the king of long-winded, highly detailed rebuttals. I ain't scared to offer a rebuttal to nobody when they say invalid shit or shit that's highly opinionated. Nobody. Remember that. Oh, Patreon.com subscribers, I'm coming with a video for you either later on this afternoon or at latest early tomorrow. It's going to be about why you need to stop being a non-sexual slut. Y'all want to talk about women being sexual sluts. You need to quit being non-sexual sluts. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Who's the king?
Alan, you're the king.
Say it again.
Alan, you're the king. You're dominating me.
Say it again.
Alan, you're dominating me right now. Mode 1.
Mode 1.
Daddy, can I go, please? You're the king.
Say it again.
Oh, you're the fucking king. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're the king, Alan.
AKA the king of verbal seduction. You know, it's the tone of your voice, how seductive your intonations are, the vibrations that you could just reach out over the phone lines and stroke a woman's breast just by the sound of your voice, how you could make her pussy so wet just by the sound of your voice. That's actually very hot.
So you said my show was what?
I said your show is powerful.
Oh, say it again.
Your show is powerful.
I bet the king would fuck me really good.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie. The king.
The king.
The king.